Hi everyone, and welcome to my kitchen. So I am going to make the flowers at home with you today, and the idea is to just give yourself some you time. So find somewhere comfy, close to a kettle for your cup of tea, or in front of the couch, wherever you want, wherever you feel comfy. So within your pack, you would have received the booklet. Then you also have the sticks for the stems and 6 sheets of paper. The only thing you wouldn't have received is a few pens or pencils, some art materials to kind of create or decorate your flowers if you want to. You don't need to. I've just gathered some things from around the house, but you can use a pen, a biro, whatever you want. So, having a look inside the pamphlet, we just open it up. It's a little bit about me, what you'll find, why flowers. For me, they're a symbol of celebration, but also grief, sadness, love, lots of different things for different people. So they're kind of a universal symbol. With this exercise, I'm just kind of creating a space for you to just be at one with yourself, have a few minutes just for you, and give yourself a nice gift at the end. So the first exercise you'll see is mark making. I use mark making a lot in my artistic practice. I've just popped in a few different mark making exercises to get you your creative juices flowing. So we're going to use this space to create different marks. Ultimately, it'll be for decorating your flowers. You can literally use, if you want to colour in anywhere on this, go mad. I'll give you an example of one I done earlier. Basically, just have fun with the squiggles. Do it wherever you want. So, going back to our original ones. Number 1 is mark making. So you want to spend about 2 or 3 minutes at that. You don't want to spend too long, unless you're really enjoying it, in which case continue as long as you want. But it's really just to get loose for decorating. So using the patterns that you just kind of played with, we decorate the flowers. So what that looks like is you just grab one sheet. I'm going to use the blue one today, and basically just decorate it however you want. I will say with this paper, it's quite thin. It's origami paper. So that means we're going to get a nice crease and a nice fold, but it also means it's quite thin. So just if you're using markers or anything like that, maybe pop a sheet underneath just so you don't ruin any of your countertops, because it will bleed through. So today I'm just going to use my colouring pencil and keep it really loose. So I'm just going to go with some zigzags. You'll only see a snippet of this when the flower is actually finished, so you don't really want to put in too much detail. Just keep it loose and quick. So I'm going to put some stripes on the other side. Okay, so now we have our sheet. The first step you'll see here when you go to step 3, which is where we're going to fold our flowers. So today we're going to fold 1, and then you can continue by 6 to make your bunch. But basically, once you get 1 down, the rest becomes so much easier. It becomes relaxing, and kind of once you've gotten the hang of it, you'll just kind of zen out, hopefully. So number 1 in the step-by-step guide here is to crease the dotted lines, and that means you'll see here they're just diagonal dotted lines. We want to bring these corners to meet each other just so we can get a nice diagonal crease. So you don't want to put too much pressure on these, because it's really just to give us a guide for one of the next steps. So it's more just a crease than a fold. So try to get the corners to each other, and then they should meet. Okay, so that's step 1 done. So we have our creased diagonal lines. Step 2 is fold the sheet in half. So we want to bring the top one down to meet the bottom, and then just fold in half. So that would be here. You're creasing this line. You're actually folding it, so you can put down a bit more pressure. So step 3, that is fold the top corners inside. So these are the top corners. We're going to start with this one. So we basically want this top corner to go inside here. So we're getting this top corner, and using those diagonal lines we kind of creased earlier, we're just going to bring that into the center and then flatten down on those diagonals that we did earlier. Okay, so you should get a nice kind of crisp line here. Ultimately, it kind of looks like this. If you wanted to open it just for a peek, you'll see there, that's what it looks like. But we're going to keep them closed. And then just do the same on this side. So still on step 3, fold the top corner inside. So we're going to fold here. Just bring it into the middle. And flatten. So what you're left with is this kind of triangle shape. You'll see here, it kind of is like that. And it will be on both sides. Great. So moving on to step 4, which is fold the bottom corners up. So these are the bottom corners. We're going to fold that up to here. So we are going just on the top layer here. You'll see there's 2 layers. So we're going to go on the top layer, fold this corner up to here. You can use the center line as a guide, or one of the creases from earlier as a guide. So that's going to be here. Then we're going to do the same on this side. So this corner goes up to meet each other. Then these are the kind of folds we're interested in. So you want to make sure they're nice and smooth. Okay, so now we have step 5, which is flip over. So we're flipping it over and we're basically doing the same thing. So step 6, fold these bottom corners up. And then we're doing that on the other side too. We're going to fold this one up. So what you're left with at the end of step 6 is this kind of diamond shape. You'll see there's kind of an opening here and here. In step 7, we actually want to get rid of this opening. So by doing that, it's fold the outer corners inwards to meet each other. So these are the outer corners. We basically want to fold them in to meet each other, like this. So we're folding that in to meet each other. The idea of this is to basically get rid of this kind of opening here. So when we kind of flatten it, those outer corners on the other layer will meet each other too. And then we flatten it down. And this is smooth. So there's no openings here. This is literally just a smooth. You might see a crease, but it's not opening. So just going back on that number 7. So it was like this originally. So there was the opening. Then we want to get our outer corners in. So we're folding those in. And then on the other side, the outer corners in. And then we're smoothing out that surface where there isn't any openings. And press flat. So on step 8, it's fold outer corners into the center. And it's okay if they overlap a little. So this is what we currently have. So on number 8, it's to fold these outer corners again. We're going to fold them into the center, and it's okay if they overlap. So I'm going to go a little bit more than the center line. So I'm getting this corner, folding it here, you'll see. So you'll see here, it's gone a little bit across the center line, and then we're going to fold this one in here to do the same. So they'll just be like this. If you can, it's great to get this one here, or either way, but this one will probably go in a bit more naturally, into this crease in here. So you'll see there's like a little opening there. It's like a little pocket. And if you can get this corner to go in there, that would be great. If you can't, don't worry. It kind of depends on how you fold them. It will just add a little bit more structure. You might need to bend them a little bit to make that happen. Now, so you'll see what you're left with is that corner has kind of gone just inside here. Now, and then on the other side, we want to flip that over. Number 9. And then number 10, fold the outer corners into the center again. So that's basically get this outer corner, We're going to fold it into center, and it's okay if it overlaps. Same again, fold it into the center, okay to overlap. And then if you can, as I said, so it will be like this, but if you can get one of them to kind of go into the other, that is just going to make it a little bit more strong. It's a bit tricky, but you will get there in the end. It's kind of going in now. Okay, so it just has to be in like a teeny bit, even just like a millimeter or two, just to give it that extra strength. Okay, so you'll see here, just to recap, this little corner has gone into this corner pocket, and same on the other side. So we've done both sides now. So we are on step 11, which is blow air into the bottom to inflate the flower. So you'll see here, it's quite flat at the minute. There is a little hole here, a hole pocket. To get that a little bit more open, we're just going to make this a little bit more open. So you can stretch it out a little bit. You'll see now. So you're just kind of pulling it apart, but not forcefully, just kind of a loose pulling apart. So now the little hole in the bottom is a bit more visible. So I'm just going to blow some air in here, just in this hole here. And this is what it has inflated to. So you see one of my little tucks here into the pocket has come out, so I'm just going to pop that back in. That will probably happen when you inflate it. And the shape we're looking for the bottom is kind of this, kind of a loose square shape. You can kind of just structure it now. And then around the sides, it will kind of look like this. You can see our mark making is a bit more visible now too. And then the top will kind of look like that. So the last step is to curl the outer layers to create petals. So that just means these layers here, you'll see they're already kind of beginning to peel back themselves. You just peel them back. This will also show a bit more of your mark making, which is kind of fun. So you just want to be nice and gentle. And then the last one here too. So you'll see we can see our mark making. The tulip looks more like a tulip. And that's your flower. So that's your flower head. And the next thing we want to do is pop the stem on. So simply get your stem. You can decorate that as well if you want with markers or pencils. For now, I'm just going to leave mine blank. So you just pop that into the place where we inflated earlier. And then we have your flower. So it actually looks lovely, doesn't it? And the more colours that you use as well, it will just look a bit more vibrant. So yeah, there's your first tulip. And then you just repeat that by 6 times, pop them in a little vase or a cup, and hopefully it will brighten up your day. Thank you so much for watching.